Oh, I got some juicy news for you. Profit First app version 2.0 is here. With an enhanced user experience and video guidance throughout, you can now be even more confident in your Profit First implementation. Plus, listeners who work with a certified Profit First professional get extra benefits. Check it out now at www.profitfirstapp.com.
Today, right here, right now, this is the moment that you will finally say,
I'm growing my accounting practice, and you're going to discover exactly how right here, right now,
on the Grow My Accounting Practice podcast.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Ron Saharian, co-founder of Profit First Professionals.
And I am Liz Sporn, a guide here at Profit First Professionals.
And Mike Michalowicz is here too, the author of Profit First, co-founder along with Ron. Hey, got a brand new book out called The Money Habit. Actually, it's not out yet, but start looking for it. It's the personal finance version of Profit First. You're listening to GMAP. This is a show where we teach you how to grow step by step. So if you're an accountant, bookkeeper, coach, you are in the right place. We have a great insider access from Ron coming your way. I have a GMAP Now task for you, and we're interviewing a guest, Ross Loveland. We're going to talk about scaling your practice, but adding in services you haven't added in the past. Like if you're a bookkeeper, how do you move into tax? You're going to find that out today.
Nice. Awesome, Mike. And thank you for sharing your manuscript. Read it the other week. It was great. So,
cool.
Looking
Thanks.
forward for it to get dispersed all over the globe. And guys, also another thank you to Impressia, Robin Mink, for sponsoring today's show. Impressia is one of the few banks that are certified Profit First that are able to help you guys with the clarity you need on operating Profit First for your businesses.
They have my favorite T-shirts, and it's they gave it out at ProfitCon. It says the future is female. I wear it. I don't wear T-shirts in public, but I wear it to bed.
Oh, that's great.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. What's going on with you guys? Anything exciting? Mike, how are your travels?
Yeah, travels are great. I just got another speaking engagement that's signed today, and I'm not even sure where it is, but it was nice. On Profit First, I'm leaving this podcast a little bit earlier because I'm working on the manuscript. Ron saw the first draft with the editorial meeting, so this is where we get the cascade of feedback. We had 30 people read it,
Oh, cool.
and got some really interesting feedback. So a couple tweaks are coming. I'm excited about the book.
I love how you apply a lot of the Profit First for the home situation, and it's very unique. It's Profit First, but it's set up in a way that is really, really meant for the home.
Yeah. Thank you. You know, the big discovery. So I've now coached indirectly in groups about 1,000 people on the system.
Awesome.
Big thanks to John Briggs, who brought me into his company. He's got 200 plus folks there, and other companies. And what the big challenge is entrepreneurs have volatile income. So business is great, life is great. Business sucks, life sucks. But if you're an employee in a business, there's a much more predictable income, but you don't have those potential upsides. So how do you navigate? How do you achieve wealth when there's predictability, but not potentially certain?
Yeah. How do you get to those elite percentages when you're W-2 and you can't sell more?
Exactly. You can't sell your way to that version of success. So there's a way to do it, and that's what we navigate there, plus other things too. So I'm pumped about the book. Thanks for saying that.
Well,
Great.
I'm pumped about our guest, Mike.
Me too.
Yeah. So let's get right into it. So we're going to explore today how to plug in additional services, particularly if you're a bookkeeping service. How do you bring tax services in? But you're going to see this translates to plugging in any kind of service, including Profit First coaching. Ross Loveland is the founder and CEO of True Profit Salons. He is a business coach dedicated to helping salon owners achieve financial success. With a deep passion for the beauty industry, he provides strategic guidance and innovative solutions to empower business owners. And it's with no further ado, Ross, welcome to our show.
Oh my.
I
love it.
Is it Ross or is it Thor? Look at this guy.
I know that
mean,
hair.
come
He's
on.
got good hair. He has
Yeah,
to. He's in the salon industry. He's got to have good hair.
Yeah, that's kind of a good starting point. Is like when you're in your industry, do you have to show some of the effects? Like you have to have great hair. Like, do people notice that?
They
Yes.
absolutely notice that.
Yeah.
They do. Yeah.
They do.
I wonder,
think it
is that
helps.
is that an advantage?
I would say it is. I mean, it's a relatable point. It's a conversation starter. It gets the relationship going.
That's so smart. How did you get into this industry? We tell people to pursue niches. You're the guy who's nailed it. How did you do it?
Yeah. Well, I'll start by saying that I did not nail it first. I actually started with a different niche that did not go well. And I ended up, I don't think I ever landed a single additional client in that niche that I was
It
really
was
trying to go
bald men,
after.
by the way. It was just
It
celebrities.
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
That conversation started. So what was that niche that you started with, and how do you pivot?
So I started with, I was looking at my current client base. Who are the clients that I love to work with?
Sure.
And I had this group of educational consultants. So these
Mm.
were folks that contracted with school districts, and they would go in and do teacher training and things like that. And working with this team was awesome. Like they were, they really valued the service that I brought. They paid a good rate, and then the amount of time that I needed to spend on them wasn't great. My return on my time was excellent. I was like,
Mm.
I can find more educational consultants like this. They're getting great value. I'm getting a good return on my
Yeah.
time. I could scale this all day and have an amazing business. And so I started to look into this, and I learned that what that group was doing was really unique and that I really couldn't find anyone else like them. And I could find other consultants that were doing some similar things, but not to the scale that they were. And they would have some projects. And I also found that this industry was uh, very focused on giving to the extent that they really struggled to want to pay themselves and
correct.
to be profitable. And they felt pricing was a huge struggle in that niche where they felt like they were taking away from kids. Like, oh, we're hurting the kids if we do this.
Yep.
And so it didn't work for me. It did not work one bit. So,
So
How'd
but
you get into the salon business?
yeah, great question. So similarly, so I went back to my client base. Okay, who are the clients that I really love working with? And I'd been lucky enough to work with a few salons over the years, and I found that these salon owners that I was working with were very hungry for it. They recognized that they had a gap in this industry, in the beauty industry. They're really not taught hardly anything about business, about finances, about taxes, and yet they are given a lot of coaching, a lot of drive and motivation to build these businesses, to build up these salons. But then they became great at bringing in money, and then they didn't know what to do with it. They weren't very good at keeping money. All to say, we were getting amazing results with these salons. And as they were getting these great results, they had the humility to follow our steps. And so they were increasing their profits, taking home more money. They were implementing profit first, because we use that with all of our salons, all of our clients. They started to refer other salons. We're getting great results. You should, my
The
friend,
waterfall.
right, right. Hey, my friend Betty, like she's got a salon. She really needs some help. Can you talk to her? And so we talked to her, find it's a good fit, work with her. She got great results. She referred someone. So it started to become this cascading effect. You said waterfall. So we started to get a really strong just word of mouth referral based growth revenue stream for us. And that continued for a period of time. And then I realized that I needed to go all in.
It's when you grew your hair.
Yep.
Started growing my hair. Yeah.
Well, let's go into the topic du jour. It's about adding tax services to an existing bookkeeping practice. How do you, once you have a core competency you do in coaching and services, how do you add something? How do you determine it's appropriate to add something? And how does that process work?
Yeah. So it's a project and a new revenue stream for us that has been years in the making.
Okay. So it's not an overnight thing necessarily.
It's not an overnight thing. And to use this as a specific example, these tax services, over the years, we've tried to find different CPAs or enrolled agents, different tax professionals that we could bring in just as a referral partner or a trusted person that we could send our clients to because we want them to have great care in this area. And over the years, I just could never find someone who treated clients the same way that we do, who brought the same experience, who took care of clients in the same way that we do. Our company, for example, our very first core value that we ever created as a team is communication. So we're very responsive. We're very communicative. Like we share our cell phones with numbers with our clients. Like we want to be that level of partnership and integration with them. That is not common in the accounting and finance industry.
No.
Not at all. And even worse, on the tax side of things. And so we just had these struggles year after year, and realizing that if we want to get this right, we've just got to do it ourselves. And so one of the advantages that we had is because we're in a very adjacent field. I've been hearing client feedback on their CPAs, on their tax professionals for years. We started tracking, we started writing it down. What are the things that they hate? What are the things that bother them?
So smart.
Building the case.
Absolutely. And then I started talking to colleagues. So a lot of friends in the Profit First community, even other tax professionals that I've built connection with over the years. And picking their brains, learning from them. What has been good for you? How do you price? How do you attract people? What are the packages you build? What's the value proposition that you try to offer that makes you stand apart from others? And so it just became a ton of information gathering. That was definitely the foundation, gathering all this information. And we started to see the gaps. We started to see the areas where people were struggling. People would say things like, my tax professional doesn't know my industry. They don't know salons. When I say things to them, they don't understand. And then another thing is that information flowing the other way. I don't understand my accountant. They keep saying things that I don't understand. They're talking accounting-ese to me, and I don't know what it means. And so there would be this frustration of feeling in the dark and not knowing what's going on. Communication absolutely came up. People not feeling taken care of. Very related to that, these salon owners not feeling like there was proactive advice, that their tax preparer was just getting information from them, filing a form, see you next April kind of thing. And they didn't feel like any confidence in the idea that they were in a good tax situation, that they were getting the deductions and the credits and the savings that they wanted to. They felt like they were losing money, but they didn't know for sure.
So you're building all this information. What was the motivation to actually ship it? Like, how did you determine that, okay, I've got enough information, let me rip it and see what happens?
Honestly, it was just making a decision to do it. I could have kept information gathering forever. Like, I still don't have all the pieces. I'm still figuring out as we go. But I reached a point where I was like, we're most of the way there. And if we want to get the rest of the way there, we've just got to put something out there, test it, see how it goes, get the client feedback, and continue to reiterate. It's kind of like software development, right? We needed to get into beta. We needed to get something out there so that we could, see how it's received and then get the feedback. And we knew we weren't going to nail it from the start. Like even now, like we will receive feedback of, oh, we bumbled in this area, or this transition in the process didn't go how we wanted to. But we've kept the information flowing. We've kept the feedback loop really strong with our clients. And so we can then solve it and then make it better.
Did you hire the knowledge from outside and bring inside, or did you learn the knowledge yourselves to deliver the services?
I brought it in.
Okay.
For me, I did not want to gain the knowledge. It's not a knowledge set that I have. I'm not a licensed tax professional. And in my stage of business, I didn't want to get stuck in the doing. I didn't want to be stuck as the technician. And so intentionally from the beginning, it was always the plan. We're going to find someone who fits our culture, who's going to take care of clients the way we want, and we're going to bring them in and assimilate them into what we do.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have to acquire a firm or bring on those skills to get up to speed quickly? Is that something you can build internally? It's such a radically new service.
Yeah, it is radically new. I literally posted a job on Indeed, like I've done with all of my hiring. I started talking to different CPAs, enrolled agents, started trying to explore, yes, do you have the technical skills? But then again, for us, like the culture, the communication piece, the client care, trying to find the tax professionals that led with that had some of those elements. We went from there. And the woman that we've brought onto our team, Victoria, she's incredible. She's taking amazing care of our clients.
No, just kidding.
That's funny. That's funny.
You know her?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I want to go back to the beta question, right? Tell us a little bit more about what is that? What is a beta service offering from your perspective? What
Yeah.
was it, if you mind sharing?
Yeah. So, I mean, for us, it was simply like we're going to file your taxes for this year. Like you've got your business returns, you've got your personal returns. So like we're putting this offer out there, you know, come meet with us, do a consultation with our tax person. We'll give you a quote. If you like it, we're going to take care of you. And the beta is all about just getting that started. And so in this first tax season, like that's what we're about. Like we're just doing that. And then phase 2 for us is then we want to have an like a monthly retainer essentially where you are paying throughout the year and taking care of your taxes for the next year because of the things that we can add to that. We want that to include support. So that was another piece of feedback that we heard. So many of our clients were not contacting their tax professional because they were being taxed for everything. Oh, phone call, that was $50. Oh,
Yeah,
15-minute phone call. Dang, that was $100. And so they stopped asking questions. They stopped reaching out and they weren't being served. And so in those situations, I think the salon owner was losing, and I think the tax professional was losing as well. And so we don't want that. So we want to build something where the support is like unlimited, where it's not built in that way. We want to have year-end planning as part of this package. So that's
What
we're
about
doing.
having the skills or not? I assume you're not a tax preparer. You don't have a
Nope.
background in tax.
Nope.
How do you introduce a, because I think some of our listeners are like, but
Yeah.
I don't have experience here. I can't do this. And you're telling me the opposite, which I love. Do you have a fear or concern since it's not a competency you have, but your company does?
I wouldn't say it's a fear, but there's a
Okay.
level of hesitance or maybe even uncomfortableness
Yeah.
around it. And that's where, you know, you've got to hire people that are smarter than you. You've got to get the right person on the bus.
Mm.
And if you do that and you have your strong feedback loops, so you're getting feedback from clients on how things are going, and you've got someone where you're like with Victoria, we meet once a week. It's not a lot of time. Sometimes we're done in 10 minutes. We're just reviewing our current tax clients, we're reviewing situations, anything that's come up, we're addressing. And just that touch point is keeping us on track.
I want to go to the team because one of the things I have the privilege of working with Ross and his team, and he has really done a wonderful job growing his team. So he has a team of CFO/coaches who are helping and listening and I'm sure are part of why you were able to just jump in and to offer the tax service. Can you share a little bit, you know, I know hiring and team development is some of the hardest stuff that we all do. What are some of your best practices that you've learned as you're growing your team?
Yeah, I'll say that my hiring process got even better. I think it was pretty good before when I read All In. So I'm giving a plug for your book, Mike.
Hey,
Yes!
hey.
This is the best episode ever.
And number one,
Right.
like the bullet. Look at this. Woo.
What did you change?
let's
What
go.
did you do?
Yeah, so for example, I'd always had a focus and a mentality of if I get the right person on, but they don't have necessarily all the technical skills, like it's going to be okay if they've got the right personality, they've got the right work ethic. And so that's great. Like that's a mindset I've had. I have a couple people that joined my team that didn't even have like accounting or bookkeeping experience. That's not the norm. Most of our folks do.
Right.
But for example, after reading All In, I did this with my leader, my CFO lead is what we call her role. And so she and I did this together, and we changed some of this process. Instead of having everything be interviews and just interviews,
Right.
we built in some skills assessments, and we built in a shadow day.
Nice.
And actually, just earlier this year, we had a candidate that we were so excited about, and he was pretty excited. And we were looking forward to getting going. The last thing was a shadow day, and he joined us for the shadow day. And after it, he reached out and he said, I love what you guys are doing. I'm coming from a place where I didn't sit at a desk for 4 hours. I can't do this. I'm going crazy. So this isn't going to be a good fit for me. I wish you guys all the best.
Amazing.
Self-selection. I love the
So
And
much.
self-selection.
what professionalism
Right.
too. That person.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, he showed great professionalism and great awareness. And that was so much better that he and us were able to figure that out before he started.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Amen.
That's fantastic. So,
Yeah.
what's your client's perception now that you're becoming a more all-encompassing service? Does that change their expectations of you? Do you have to have more answers? Are they coming to you more? Is that a good thing or bad thing?
I think it's a great thing. It does raise the expectations.
Okay.
And my vision in this industry is to keep going all in. I want to be the accounting and finance and money person for the beauty industry.
Mm.
And so, it's only in the last year I've been speaking on stage. I want more of that. I want more podcasts. I want more workshops. Like more videos. Like we're going. We're gonna make it happen.
Awesome. Wow. I'm excited for you.
I know it's fun. One of the things I also know that has been really important as you're building out your firm and building out your brand is your partnerships with folks in the industry. As you know, we've talked about this quite a bit, but the strategic partnership idea, I think, has helped you to move even faster. Can you share some insights on that?
Absolutely. It's been a game changer. So there are a few different partners in this space where we've collaborated with them where they recognize the strengths that they bring and then they see the gaps that they don't. And that's usually the finance, the money side. And so, for example, next week I'm hosting some workshops as part of another organization's education. And so I come in, I run the finance part, and they get to do all the other pieces. And it's huge value for their community. It's great exposure for me. And we have other partners as well where I'm on their podcasts. I've been able to do a few podcasts this month. Great exposure, good value for them. And we just had a webinar, was that this week? And we had 3 of our vendors come on and present expertise in their areas. And some of them were getting like signups during the webinar. Like it was so cool to see. And I just feel like by partnering together, we're raising the industry. And it's not a sum-zero game. It's not one person's taking, someone else is
The
losing.
surge.
Yeah, absolutely. The surge. Right
You know,
on.
Ross, some people are looking to listening in are looking to expand their service set. What's your advice to identify what to expand into? What can they pay attention to? What should they listen to?
Yeah, I think it's the clients. If you listen to your clients, so we're talking mostly in this episode about how I did that with tax services.
Yeah.
But I did it several years ago when I added Profit First because I didn't start out with Profit First. And it was a similar thing where at the time I was more of this compliance kind of work, bookkeeping things, and maybe some report generation, but it was not a lot of advisory beyond that.
Yeah.
But then hearing the client feedback, seeing the needs that they have, and then the exposure to Profit First, it became a really natural, okay, this adds value, this serves them. And again, I created a service, I created a package, and I beta tested it. I started rolling it out to some of my clients that I had really strong relationships with. Hey, I'm starting to do this. I think it will serve you. What do you think? Maybe here's a little bit of special pricing or a discount because you're, again, early adopter. You're a beta tester for me. And so then you can roll it out. So if you're listening to your community, you're going to find the things that they are struggling with and the things that they need. And I hear a lot of things that are maybe more outside of my realm. So struggles with marketing or with hiring. And so there's elements of that I can help them manage and track. But I'm not going and creating a recruiting agency in the salon industry. I'm not going out and making a marketing or an SEO firm. So it's finding those things and then finding the ones that overlap with your skills and maybe the expertise that you're beginning to show in the industry.
Mm.
No,
I love all the betas you're doing and testing those things out to prove things. You're the king of betas. So
I'll take it.
have you ever find something that doesn't work? Like you tried it out and you're like, I gotta abandon it.
Yeah. So I tried to create a service offering a few years ago that was kind of like it was based off of Fix This Next. It was kind of like help you identify your next thing. And I tried to make these packages off of it. And I didn't do a great job. And what I really didn't do well at is putting together a sales team. So like I had found these guys that I've been working with in some other areas. I was like, hey, I want you guys to like just bring me the leads, bring me the clients. I'll do the work. I ended up sinking probably 10,000, probably more like $15,000 into that endeavor and almost got nothing out of it. Like there might have been a couple of really short-term clients that came from it. So sometimes things don't work. I learned a lot from that. And yeah, we learn and we move on.
Ron, the time notice went off if you didn't see it.
I did. I was hoping to sneak in one final question.
Do it super fast. And
Super
Ross,
fast.
you got 30
Ross,
seconds or less.
What is the advice that you can share with the listeners? How can our listeners who serve accounting and bookkeeping salons service them better? What's the one thing that they can do to really service them better? And don't say listen to them.
So how to serve the clients of the bookkeepers?
Yeah, where are
and
they
the
falling short?
accountants
What
and
could they
yeah.
do better?
Yeah. I want to go back to the strategic partnerships. I would say that work with your strategic partners in the area because they're going to be plugged into things as well. They're already taking care of some of their needs, and you're going to find collaborations. Like you're going to find ways to sink in. Like some of the partners that we work with that are taking care of our clients, they don't understand the financial impact of their clients. So when we come into the picture, we provide that to them, which is huge value. The clients get served better. They see their value better. So that's just really been such a
Look
huge
around corners,
value
there's
add.
opportunity. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, thanks for taking us home on that one, Ross. Before we let you go, where can our listeners, how can they connect with you? Where can they learn more?
Yeah, True Profit Salons is where we are everywhere. So trueprofitsalons.com, and then on YouTube, on Instagram, True Profit Salons.
Amazing.
Okay.
Ross, thanks for joining us today.
Nice
Thanks,
job.
Ross.
My pleasure.
Have a
So
great
good to
one.
be here. Thank you.
Thanks.
Really interesting insight.
Yeah.
I
Good
know.
stuff.
All right, so we're going to do a trivia question later.
There you go. Look at him. He's so smart. You did it.
And then we're going to do
You're
insider
such a
access.
good boy.
And
It's 'cause he got
the GMAP Now
scolded.
task, I'm going to have to do right away because I got split for this editorial meeting.
Fine.
Yeah,
That's
and
fine.
before you
can.
go, Mike, I misread what you said, so my comment to you, ignore it on the side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But why don't we do our takeaways real quick? Ron, do you want to go
You got
first?
it.
Yeah, Ross is a CEO. He's
Yeah.
not just an accountant or a bookkeeper. He's a CEO.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Solid. Agreed. 100%. Yep. That's a good one. That's not mic drop on that one.
That's a
Good.
mic drop. For me, it was just tracking. He just tracks. What do people not like about their accountant? What do they like? And he's not the accountant, so he can just ask. He collects all his knowledge. And he says, "Okay, now I'm ready," and he steps in and fixes all that in one shot. That's genius.
And mine was just how he just said, just jump. I could sit here and keep compiling information and that wouldn't help anybody. So I've got enough. No one's going to die. Let's go. Let's just do it. Let's try
go
it
and
and
ship
pivot
it.
if we need to.
All
So
right.
good.
Now, for the first time ever, we're going to do a GMAP now task now as opposed to later.
Okay.
But
Yeah, Mike, give it to us.
all the people are going to say, "This was so good. I'm leaving the show now." You're going to miss insider access. You're going to miss the trivia question. So don't do that.
All right.
They say the riches are in the niches, but sometimes the riches are in the switches. And that's what people don't talk about. Don't pursue everybody, pursue a category. If it's not working out, you have to have the courage to do what Ross did and switch. The rich is in the switch of the niche.
Give you a bomb for that one.
Mike McCowards, guys.
So good. This is why we pay him the big bucks.
See you, Mike.
Thanks, Michael.
Go make us some money. All right.
So my question, I have my silly trippy question. What's the worst hairstyle you've ever had, Ron? I know it's a mullet.
So,
I know
so
it's a
the
mullet.
worst hairstyle I ever had was in the 1980s, and I remember it. I used to go to a barber. This is the only time I've ever cried coming out of a hair salon. So a new hair salon just opened up on Boonton Main Street, right? A salon, like a real salon.
Yeah.
My father, he's out there, but he's like, "I want to take you to the salon, Ron." I'm like, "I don't want to go to a salon," and so. Took me to the salon and they did like some kind of haircut and made me look all pretty and all sorts of stuff. And I just cried and lost it.
Were you the prettiest girl in the neighborhood?
Never.
Mine was a terrible perm.
I was probably 5 years old, you know?
Oh, you were little. Oh, I
Yeah.
was thinking 12. I was thinking 12-year-olds.
That might've been 12, but it wasn't 15.
Mine was, I decided it would be a great idea 2 weeks before high school to get a perm. And just for the record, it's a terrible idea because I don't know how to do it. And it was awful. And I straightened my hair every day for a year because it was so bad.
And
It's
everybody
terrible.
knows you do not wash your hair right after you get a perm.
I should have done that. Then I would have been fine and not have done
No,
it for
what
a year.
movie am I talking about?
That would be Legally Blonde.
Nope.
Yes.
Oh, yes. It was Legally Blonde.
I know.
For some
I know
reason,
one thing.
I was stuck on My Cousin Vinny, but I was in the Utes and
That's the timing of the grits, Ronald.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Hey, look what's here.
Oh,
It's time for your insider's access, my friend. What are you going to share?
okay, guys. Ready?
Ready?
We chose the niche accounting and bookkeeping as our niche, profit first professionals, Mike and I.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things, if you guys, this is for real, pick up the Pumpkin Plan. The Pumpkin Plan is Mike's book, all about the riches and the niches, not only about why, but how. And here at Profit First Professionals, we have a whole curriculum that takes our members through this book, right? How to become a niche authority, because Ross has already been a trusted advisor. Now he's the authority. In
Oh,
the niche.
amen.
And that's
Yep.
what we're looking to do.
Yeah, I love it. Nice. Nice little bomb right there.
Yeah, awesome, guys. Ross, thank you so much for participating in our shenanigans. Liz,
Yes,
thank you so
agreed.
much. And listeners, don't forget to subscribe to Grow My Accounting Practice podcast. And also, Liz, what else do they need to do?
See, I didn't turn on the music this time, so I can hear you and say it. So listen, if you were interested or inspired by what Ross said, this is your opportunity to join superheroes like Mr. Loveland. Go to profitfirstprofessionals.com, check out our website. There's a lot of great insights in there, really great articles. But click on that, become a Profit First Professional, and you're going to have an opportunity to have a conversation with Ron. Let's see if and how we can support each other, if and how this is right for you. We have this amazing community with great resources, great insights, and you can be one of the very few and celebrated Profit First Professionals. So
And it's
we'd
fun.
love to
Ross,
have you.
having fun doing it?
Yeah, it's fun.
It's
All of
fun.
it's fun.
It's fun. Who doesn't like
All
fun?
right, everybody. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.
See ya.